Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 10 o'clock news continues on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Wild Horse Island in northwest Montana could very well be the new home of a world record ram after its horns and skull were found on the island a couple of years ago, and they just pulled it out of storage from the Kalispell Fish, Wildlife and Parks office.
FWP always thought this was a big one, but they were surprised when they actually took the measurements, as Nicole Miller reports.
Region 1 Education Officer Dylan Tabish says the sheep had been in storage for about a year
until FWP officials decided they wanted to know just how big it was, and they didn't realize just how special it was.
It is the pending world record. It will be confirmed at the end of this month, but it's the world record by a long shot.
Tabish says earlier this week they had it measured at the Boone and Crockett Club in Missoula.
They score it by going around the diameter, the girth, the length of the horns, and there's all kind of measurements that go into it to equal that Boone and Crockett score.
Tabish says the ram's score shattered the previous record by nearly 7 inches.
This ram right here from Wild Horse Island was scored at 216 3/8, so nearly 7 inches. It's evidence that our conservation partnerships and our critical habitat work and our state parks produce world record results. Now with the addition of this ram and another one that we found from late 2016, 3 of the top 10 biggest rams of all time are from Wild Horse Island State Park.
The horns and skull of the pending world record ram weigh roughly 48 pounds. Nicole Miller, MTN News, Kalispell.
And you get a chance to see that big batch of headgear at the FWP headquarters in Kalispell. The ram's horn and skull will be on display there between noon and 5 on Friday, February 23rd.
Rock music and country music filled the halls of Loyola Sacred Heart High School in Missoula this afternoon. Bikers Against Bullies and musicians teamed up to help spread the word about bystander intervention. Jared Weeks from Saving Abel and Jared Blake, one of Blake Shelton's top 4 on the first season of The Voice, were there to perform for students. And they talked about what in life they had learned was the most important.
If there was one thing that I hope that the kids took away from the day, it would be to realize how much their choices matter, how much their choices influence others around them, but more than that, just their life. Everything hinges on the decisions they make.
Bikers Against Bullies was founded in Missoula in 2012 and has since then worked all over the country raising money for charitable organizations and standing against bullying in schools. Flash is the head writer in this group. He's the father of an 8th grader who was starting at Loyola Sacred Heart in the fall, and she joined him today. When he was asked to present, the staff at the school said he jumped at the chance to be there.
We thought it was a great opportunity to bring a positive and inspiring and high energy message to our students about making positive choices, about respect and diversity, and learning to appreciate one another and grow closer as a community.
We are here at Loyola High School right now, and we want you to stand up and be heard.
That was a fun way to spend a Friday, and after the assembly at Sacred Heart, Bikers Against Bullies and the other speakers headed to some other schools in the area to give that presentation as well.
Still ahead, we'll tell you about a Flathead fundraiser this weekend to help those fighting cancer.
And we'll have details on a Valentine's Day bash this weekend that helps families who have children with congenital heart defects.